I am Chrissy Swallow, and I am going to do a little bit of intro on basic of basic essential oils. So believe it or not, essential oils is not a new thing. It's really not new. The ancient Egyptians were among the first people to use aromatic essential oils, incorporating them into their daily lives. Pure essential oils were incredibly valuable and saved for priests and royals. Ancient books such as the Bible talk about essential oils and their uses throughout the entirety of the Bible. From Genesis in Old Testament uses and through New Testament and even in Revelation, they have sightings of how they use plants in real life to help with all kinds of everything that they needed them for. Other ancient societies include the Chinese, the Greeks, the Romans. They all used essential oils and herbs for aromatherapy, ailments, and personal hygiene. It's very common. Even Hippocrates spoke of and used essential oils. So it's really not new. Something that is new is our common medicine and the pharmaceuticals. You know, we got a great idea and we went to town on it. We just zoom, boom. It is so common now. However, they're putting fillers in it that are maybe not so helpful to our health. And if we were to just go back to what was originally given to us, we might find some amazingly beneficial value in it. It'll be more helpful than our pharmaceuticals and our common uses for them. So here I am. I want to teach you something about essential oils that maybe you didn't know. So I'm going to go over to my collection of essential oils right on my kitchen counter, and I'm going to grab a few essential oils and demonstrate a few things that maybe you didn't know. So I'm going to grab a few, pull them over here so I have better light, and just demonstrate a few things because, you know, not everybody knows everything. Got to start from somewhere. So I'm going to start out with peace and calming. I'm going to need some calming. And I'm going to drip a drip. And breathe it in because it is good. Just breathe it in a little bit. So I don't know if you noticed or not. Yeah, I need some calming in my life. But I drip it from up high. We don't want to put our fingers on this. It's going to put epithelial skin onto it and then into your oil. And then that's going to start causing some reactions inside the bottle. So I don't block this with my finger. I let it drip out. And if I'm going to use, say, peppermint on the back of my neck because I've had a crazy day and I need a little bit of help to zip myself back up into happiness form, I'll drip it on my hand first and then put it on, because if you're dripping it behind your head or if you're dripping something into your mouth, that's one of the vitality oils. Vitality oils come in the white label. I didn't grab one of those, sorry. You don't want to drip it in because you might get 2 or 3 drops. One is enough. 1 drop is enough. And sometimes even too much, depending on what you're using it for. But if you just drip 1 drop into your hand, you know that it's 1 drop. If you get more than 1 drop, you know, so you can be aware that, oh, maybe I need some carrier oil to go with it. So then you can apply it to the location, and then maybe you can put some on somebody else's skin to help them out. You know, just, you don't want to put too much on. And so that's why I always drip it from up high. The other reason why I drip it from up high is because this central, I need a pen. Oh, here, I got it. Okay, so this center spot right here, the big circle, this is actually the air outlet. So when you're dripping, 1 drop comes out and a little drop worth goes back in, and that's where it equalizes, in the center part. So, well, how does it come out? Okay, so it comes out on the side ring. There is a deeper inner thank you. There's an inner ring in there, and there's a little dot. That spot is where it should be downward facing, and since I just dripped it, it might be a little bit hard to see, but there is a darker spot in there, and that's actually in that little seam. That's where the oil will come out. So you don't want that little spot to be up here, because the oil won't be able to come out. And so it'll be easier if you can find that little spot first and then drip it. Let me see if any of these are a bigger one. I know that my vetiver bottle has a really big hole because vetiver is a thick oil, and so they make a really big dot, so you can really see that dot really well on the vetiver, but I don't have it with me right now. I should have looked beforehand, I'm sorry. But no, I can't see that one. The best one that I could see it with was Cypress, so I'm going to show you Cypress. See if you can see that dot. Nope, and now I can't see it. The dots got covered up with a little bit of air bubbles. Well, great, so I can't even show it to you. So there's a little dot there, and you want gravity to be on your side and have that dot facing down so that it'll drip out easily. And like I was saying, vetiver is a very thick oil, and when I first opened that bottle up, I was holding it here and just watching it because it wasn't going anywhere. It just wasn't dripping because that's a thick oil. Some oils are really thin. Lavender's a really thin one. Vetiver's a very thick one, and so sometimes you can put it up and drip one drop out and then 5 drop out right away. It just you gotta be careful, and so that's why I always drip it onto my hand first, or I've been known to drip it onto my wrist and rub it in. And those are very common places to really get the value, because when I brush my hair, or you know, I bring my hand across my face, then I get a little bit of that scent that's still on my hand. And so then I get a little whiff and a more aromatic feel to it, and get some ambiance into my day. This morning I was at a class, and I put some clarity on my wrist to help me to focus, because my brain was going in all kinds of different directions and it wasn't useful. So that's just a little bit of information about, you know, just the basics of essential oils. One of my favorite blends here is cedarwood. Oh, you can't smell because you're in the video. And lavender. I know, I'm silly, I knew that. But lavender and cedarwood are always really helpful for me and my family. I very commonly will go and put these in my kids' diffusers, and it'll set an ambiance for them and give a very nice effect of calming and cooling. And I've been known to put drips of this into bath bombs and into baking soda and Epsom salt, and make a bath bomb out of it and put it in my kids' bath time before they go to bed. And let me tell you, those are the easiest nights to put my kids to bed. Whew, love it. I love putting my kids to bed with the help of peace and calming and lavender and cedarwood. And there's one called Gentle Baby. Ooh, it is delicious and it works. There was a really fussy baby that my friend was holding, and I grabbed out my bottle of Gentle Baby, opened it up, and just put it next to the baby's nose. And she was screaming her little brains out. She was the cutest thing. I love it. Put it right next to the baby's nose, and she just stopped fighting. And she's like, oh yeah. And her eyes closed, and then zonk, she was out. It wasn't even a long period of time. It was just boom. She's like, oh yeah, that's what I needed. And zonked right out. It was absolutely adorable. You've got to try Gentle Baby. If you have babies in your house, ooh, it works. It smells delicious, and the kids get calmed and get their skin healing too. So it's so wonderful. Well, so those are my tips for you today. I hope that helped you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me, contact me. I am more than willing to help. My goal is not to sell you something, but to educate. And if you want to join me in my journey, I am more than happy to have a new partner in crime and just do better, get better together. Health is my journey. Happiness is always welcome in my life, and I'm always looking to encourage other people and help them through their struggles. And so if that's you, tell me, and we can journey together. All right, well, thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day and blessings, and bye-bye.